Welcome back. This is gonna be part 2 of fiberglassing this wing. I had all night to dry overnight. Pretty hard now. It's good. It's all dry. Had some spots. This down here, I really don't care. It looks like it didn't really. It's either dry or it didn't get all the way through, which I don't care. I'm gonna sand some of that stuff anyway. I don't really care if it gets all the way down there. And by the time bondo and all that stuff, that's really not gonna even notice. The next layer of fiberglass probably go over that as it is. Not too worried about that as much. There's a couple spots that got really close up into here, but not quite at the wing. So we're gonna sand some of this stuff out, see where we get to, see what happens. Looks like there might have been some dryness right there. It doesn't actually look like it's up, but who knows? We'll find out. I'm gonna start sanding. This is why we do layers anyway. We're finding out this is why we do layers. Again, it's my first time doing all this shit by myself. We'll go ahead and I said got my DA. We're gonna start sanding on this a little bit, see where it's at, and we'll catch back on maybe mixing fiberglassing again.
If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me. Dynamite's got the rap patrol on the Gap patrol. Foes that wanna make sure his casket's closed. Rap critics who say his money cash holes. He's from the hood, stupid. What type of facts are those? If you grew up at hoes, you get zapped for toes. You be celebrating.
Alright, so what I found was pretty interesting was some of those spots right here. You know, I expected that it didn't really stick, but when I pulled it up, I started cutting it just to pull it up and get it out of the way. It was a lot easier that way than trying to sand the whole thing off. And it actually bubbled the paint like a paint stripper. So it's weird as it didn't want to stick that, it didn't like that, it acted like paint stripper, but then when I got just resin up in here, it stuck just fine and acted like a hard glue just like the resin. And there's some places that did work on the paint, even up in the top there, it kind of worked. Up in here, it worked fine, isn't bubbling it up or coming up or anything, but for some reason in here, I wonder if it was maybe how I did the lacquer on it. Maybe rubbing the lacquer thinner instead of fucking acetone, maybe that loosened it up, or maybe it was a prior sanding, but that wouldn't really explain the top part, so I'm kind of assuming it was a lacquering, this time without foam showing. Definitely gonna go with acetone to wipe it all down. That's what they recommended at the store anyway. I just didn't want it to eat the foam away where it was showing a little bit here and there. So what we're gonna do now, kind of sand it down. I'm not worried about the edges till I'm finally done, and I'll cut all those off. This time, I'm definitely gonna mix. I think I'm gonna mix like 3 times as much as I did the last time of resin, since I needed double as much and it still seemed a little bit light. I'm gonna mix 3 times, and better to have more, not enough. It didn't really seem that expensive. I need to go buy more. I will do that. The fiberglass wasn't that expensive either. I think this time, instead of trying to make this all out of one piece, I'm gonna go with multiple pieces. That way I can fit it in a little bit better. I can come forward more on here, get a lot more support in this area, maybe fit some of these corners better and stuff, get some overlappage and whatnot. Yes, the overlap spots seem to be pretty decent and hard and tight. You can definitely hear the difference there. I mean, it's gonna get layers anyway. Probably definitely gonna be more than 3 layers, I think, at this point, just to make sure it's nice and good. I'm not worried about weight. 100% is a street car. I'm gonna plan on driving this car every day. Run some stuff here and there on the highway and have a little fun with it. Maybe see the track once or twice. I don't know. I'm not really die hard on that. I don't care what it actually runs. Doesn't matter to me. Fun street car I can drive every day. We're gonna get to this, start laying all this fiberglass out again and stuff. I might mix it a little bit hotter. Last time I used 14 ounces, I believe. 14 ounces. This time I'm gonna go triple that. So that'll be, I'll have to do the math. I did the math, that was like 42, something like that. 42, and it's just under an ounce of hardener, about 0.8. I believe, right? Something like that. So I'm probably gonna do somewhere between that 3/4, maybe a little bit more, just to get maybe harden it up a little bit quicker. And if I have a whole thing mixed, I won't need to remix any, so I won't have to worry about it hardening too fast on me. I'll be able to roll it all out. I guess that's one of the main things, is rolling it out, getting all your air bubbles out, make sure you got good contact, make sure it's wet enough. As I learn, you learn. So learn from my mistake. This time I went down to the metal, so this time it should grab that no problem. So I really don't care up here. I don't think it's going to go all the way up here anyway, as long as it gets some good area down here to grab. And we're going to body work it in anyway. Same thing all around. When we get to it, my little lock keep here mechanism safe, nice and secure so far. I didn't have to worry about resin or fiberglass getting in there. We're gonna get to work on mixing some resin and putting some more fiberglass on this thing.
Minute you was having dope, so fuck critics. You can kiss our whole asshole. You don't like the lyrics, you can press fast forward. This is the radio, if we don't play their show, they don't play our hits, we don't give a shit. So all these bags trying to use our ass, so advertisers can give them more cash for ass. Fuckers, I don't know what you take us as, or understand the intelligence that Jay-Z has. From rags to riches, we ain't done. We got 99 problems that a bitch ain't one.
Alright, so I got it all laid out, multiple pieces, got one going over, one coming up, end pieces, got some that go all the way up into this guy, just to kind of help support that. A couple little small pieces to fill the gaps that were in here. Got it all laid out kind of in the order I'm going to flip it on. I'm going to do the same thing again of completely covering this whole thing with the resin, lay that down, and then resin over top of it again. I'm going to get to rolling, and we'll see how this layer comes out, hopefully much better. I have bare metal there, wiped it down with acetone. I might wipe it down again. Probably not a bad idea laying this stuff down. We'll see. We'll get to mixing, get to fiberglassing, all right?
99 pounds with a bitch ain't one. If you having more pounds, I would have you son. I got 99 pounds with a bitch ain't one. It's 94 and my trunk is wrong. In the rear view mirror is the motherfucking law. I got two choices, y'all. Pull over the car or bounce on the double, put the pedal to the floor. And I ain't trying to see no how we chase with Jake. Plus I got a few dollars, I can fight the case. So I pull over to the side of the road. I heard, son, do you know what I'm stopping you for? Cause I'm young and I'm black and my hat's still low. Do I look like a mind reader, sir?
Alright, it's been about an hour since I did all this. It's pretty tacky. It's almost actually drying up a little bit this time, but still tacky. Looks pretty good overall. Can't complain too much. And most of this stuff seems like it's doing pretty well. Looks good. Here we are. Got up and all the way in the front this time. Like it feels like it, but it's not quite on my finger, so it's good. It's not wet. You can definitely see when you get up close and see there's some depth in there now. It's not just one little bitty layer. So I guess that's good. It's building up nice. I think it's turning out pretty good so far. End product, we obviously will see, especially longevity terms. Seems like it's doing good. I like the shape. I like the way it's turning out. I'm starting to feel pretty good about it. First time again. Don't be afraid to take chances. You never know what you can do. That's what anybody successful says, right? I expect to fail. Shit happens, right? You can't learn if you don't fail. Tip I learned from another YouTube video: when you're done, stick your paintbrush in there and whatever else other junk stuff that you use that you're not going to need again. Put it in your bucket with whatever's left over. When you're all done, let it dry. You can see how dry it is. It all comes up one piece. The bucket's nice and clean. You can use it again the next time. Throw this guy away. All set.